So my name is Jessica Sloan and I'm going to be taking a half an hour Ashtanga Vinyasa class today. The peak posture that we're looking at to aim towards is the Bakasana crane pose today. So we're going to work on the core, a few hip openers to start off with, and then we're going to go and try that Bakasana pose today. So to start off with, I just want you to take a nice seated position. So this can be on the mat with the knees crossed. You can take it into a kneeled sort of posture, just like this. Anything that's comfortable for you, just on the mat to get us started. So I want you to take the chin mudra, bringing the index and the thumb together, bringing that energy channel connected. Placing the hands onto those knees and closing down the eyes. Taking a nice normal breath, bringing your energy onto the mat today as we start. Letting everything go. Bringing all the senses inwards. Starting to deepen that breath as we inhale, feel the chest rise, and as we exhale, feel the chest fall. Good. Inhale, exhale, letting it all go. Starting to bring in the Ujjayi breathing if you have that in your practice. The Ujjayi breath is a contraction in the throat area. As we inhale, feel a contraction, and it'll sound as if a wave is happening in the breath. That's how it'll sound. The breath will be more audible to you. So as we inhale, feel the contraction. As we exhale, close the mouth, bring the contraction through the throat and let it go through the nose. Good. Inhale. Keeping those eyes closed down, breathing in your own time. Good. We're aiming for 10 breaths. Let the inhale be the same length as that exhale. Good. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. You can use the Ujjayi breath throughout the practice. It'll give you that focus throughout. Right, coming over into a tabletop position, facing the front of that mat, bringing the hands underneath those shoulders and bringing those knees underneath those hips. As we inhale, I want you to drop that back, lifting the chest up, looking in front of you, and as you exhale, you're going to round through that spine, pushing the spine up and out, and pushing all the energy through those fingers. Inhale, push that spine down, lifting through the torso. Exhale, good, round through that spine. And again. Exhale. Good, last one. Inhale. Lifting my head up and exhale. Perfect. Staying in this position, as our peak posture is going to be the Bakasana today, we're going to use that strength through our arms to hold our body weight. And so we need a good wrist therapy to help us be able to do that. So staying in that tabletop position, I just want you to rock back and forward over those hands. Getting the movement through the wrists. And I want you to turn the hands to the outside of that mat. Good. Exactly like that. And you're going to rock side to side this time. Perfect. And if we can, you're going to face the hands towards you and rock back and forward. Now this is a really good stretch through the forearms, through those wrists, keeping the forearms down, nice and down. If this feels uncomfortable for you, literally just go back into the front one. Good. I want you to take your hands, coming up towards your knees. We're just going to do 5 big spurts of energy. Getting those fingers working and the wrists. Good. Right, okay. Coming into our warm-up now, we're going to go through the Surya Namaskar A. I would normally do this around about 5 times to get the body nice and warm. We're just going to do this twice today as it's a 30-minute. So we're going to jump to the top of the mat into Samastiti. So bringing those feet nice and close together, or if it feels uncomfortable, bringing them apart. We're going to inhale, bringing the arms up above the head. Bring the palms together if you can. If not, keep them apart. That's perfectly fine. As we exhale, I want you to forward fold from the hips, tucking that chest in, looking towards the toes. Bringing the hands down. Inhale, head up, spine straight. Exhale, jumping or stepping into a press up position, low down, keeping those elbows in towards the body. Rolling over those toes and coming up to an upward facing dog. Good. Exhale, we're going to push the pelvis back into a downward facing dog. Keep it here for 5 breaths. I want you to focus on bringing an internal rotation through those thighs, and the drishti, the where you're going to focus on, is going to be the navel. Perfect. A deep inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. On your next inhale, you're going to bend those knees. Look into the front of the mat, stepping or jumping to the top, and forward fold over those feet. Inhale, looking forward, flat back, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming all the way back up, hands above your head. Exhale, throw the hands down to the side. Lovely. Second one, we're going to lift our hands up on the inhale. Exhale, forward fold from those hips. Inhale, bringing that head up, flat back. Exhale, coming down into that press up position, Chaturanga Dandasana. Perfect. Looking forward, rolling over those toes into an upward facing dog. Inhale, exhale, pushing the pelvis back into that downward dog. Adho Mukha Savasana. Lovely. Back into the 5 breaths. Good. Keep that going. Perfect. On that next inhale, dropping those knees look into the front of that mat, stepping or jumping to the top, forward fold. Inhale, looking up in front of you, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bringing those arms up and over the head. Exhale, come into Samasthiti. Perfect, everyone. Coming into Surya Namaskar B. So similar again, we're going to inhale, bringing the arms up and above you. And we're going to sit back into Uttanasana. So we're going to bring our knees together, coming into this chair posture, keeping the drishti up towards those fingers. Good. Last breath. Exhale, forward fold from the hips. Inhale, flat back, looking head up, bringing those hands down, stepping or jumping back into that low press up, Chaturanga Dandasana, rolling over to toes and coming up into an upward facing dog, keeping that torso nice and high. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, bringing the right foot into the chest, in the middle of those hands. Bringing that back foot to a 45-degree angle so it's fully flat onto the mat. And we're going to bring the hands up and above your head. You can bring the palms together, but as I've said, that's fine if you want to keep them apart. We're going to concentrate on those hips, bringing them in front of you. Try and not come to the side. Bringing the concentration on those hips in front. Bending that front knee so it's parallel with the floor. Bringing the hands up nice. Good. And on your next inhale, we're going to go back, framing the front foot. Try and not move those hips. We're going to bring that right foot back into a plank position. And we're going to lower ourselves down in Chaturanga Dandasana. Perfect. Roll over and into an upward facing dog. Exhale. Coming back over, pulling the pelvis back into a downward facing dog. Perfect. Bringing that left foot this time in between those hands, dropping the foot and dropping the back one into a 45-degree angle. Good. Lifting those hands up over your head and concentrate on pushing that foot into that parallel. Perfect. If you need to move your feet or make any adjustments, that's fine. If you want to bring the hands towards the hips and try and move them so they're facing the front, that's perfect. Good. Keep that bend through the front foot. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, dropping the hands, framing the front foot. Bringing the left to meet the back, right foot. And going through Chaturanga Dandasana. Rolling over into Uttanasana. Not Uttanasana, upward facing dog, sorry. Inhale, exhale, pushing back into that downward facing dog. Good. As we inhale, we're going to drop those knees, look into the front of that mat, and pushing forward into that forward fold. Keep that head nice and high, flat back, and as we exhale, we're going to drop those hands, forward fold, the chin into the chest. Lovely. And as we come up, we're going to bend those knees back into Uttanasana. Hands come up high into that chair pose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, last breath. Exhale, dropping the hands to the side of that body into Samastd. Lovely. We're going to finish the Surya Namaskar on that. I would normally concentrate onto about 3 rounds, but we're just going to do the 1 round today. Good. Coming into those hip openers a little bit more now. And to the core, we're now going to concentrate on 2. So good. We're going to inhale, bring the hands up high. Exhale, forward fold from the hips. Inhale, bringing those hands towards the shins, flat back, head forward. Exhale, dropping down, stepping or jumping to the back of that mat, into a low press up position, Chaturanga Dandasana. Good, into an upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bringing the right foot in between the hands, dropping the back foot into a warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1, perfect. Concentrate on those hips facing forward, remember. And as you exhale, I'm going to face the other side so you can see this. As you exhale, we're going to come into a warrior 2 position. We're going to turn those hips facing to the side, and the drishti is going to be on our fingers, keeping those hands nice and straight. Make sure we're parallel again. We've got that bend in that front foot. The back foot stays perfectly where it is. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And on our next exhale, we're going to come into a Trikonasana, extended triangle. So you can bring those feet in if you want to a little bit. We're going to extend the front leg, and the arms are going to stay as they are out. We're going to bring our torso over first and drop the right hand towards our shin. The left hand's coming up high. If you want a block, if you can't physically get down to this level, get a block and just pop it on the front side of the leg there. Our concentration is on this side angle here, trying to get in this straight position through the side of the ribs. If you want to take 2 fingers towards that toe, then take that position. Good. Inhale, exhale. Then we're going to come into an extended side angle, bringing the right hand onto the right side of that right foot, and we're going to bend that front knee. The shoulder is going to rest slightly onto the right knee, not much but just slightly, keeping in this position. And we're going to lift now the left hand towards the front of that mat. Again, look at the focus. We've got to line all the way through from the toe up towards the fingers. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. On that next exhale, we're going to frame the front foot. And we're going to come into Chaturanga Dandasana. So bringing the right foot to meet the left. And we're going to go all the way down into that push-up position. Roll over the toes into an upward facing dog. Exhale, coming all the way back into that downward facing dog. Remember, you've always got the option to come into a child's pose. The child's pose option is bringing the knees wide, toes together, bringing the torso all the way down towards the mat. And it's an active rest position. Remember, you've always got that option there for you. If you don't want to take that option, come back into that downward facing dog. And on that next inhale, we're going to step or jump to the top of the mat. Forward fold over those feet. Bringing the head towards the front. and back down, and then coming all the way back up into Sampoorna, bringing the hands towards the side of that body. Good, we're going to go on to the opposite side, onto this left leg now. As we inhale, hands up above, exhale, forward fold from the hip, all the way down. Inhale, head up in front, spine straight. Exhale, forward fold. Into a chaturanga dandasana, all the way down to the mat. Roll over those toes into an upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pushing the pelvis back. Trying to get those feet all the way down. Remember the point mentioned earlier. And we're going to lift the left leg in towards the chest, dropping it down on the mat in between the hands. Right foot turning into a 45-degree angle, coming up straight in front of you. Warrior one. Inhale, exhale. Good. Making sure you've got a parallel to the floor on that front leg. And as we exhale, come into the warrior two position. Dristi, the front of those fingers. Make sure you've got a good generous bend through that front foot, hips turning towards the side. Remember, we're not staying in this position, turning towards the side. Good. And as we inhale, we're going to straighten this front leg, bring the back toes in slightly, bringing the arms out towards the side into a trikonasana, coming over and down. If you want to use that block, remember to use it, or you can hold on to the front toes, arms up high. Remember to open that chest. Don't be forward fold over it, lifting the hands up. I want your chest to be open and the hand up out in front. Good. Extended triangle. Exhale. We're going to bend the front leg. This left hand's going to go to the left hand side of that left foot. And we're going to lift the arm up and towards the front of the mat. Good, remember, we want a straight line, as if we could get a pole, and it's going to reach from the toes all the way up into that right hand. Good. Inhale, exhale. Dropping the hands down, framing the front foot, coming into chaturanga dandasana, all the way down. Roll over the toes into an upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. As we inhale, dropping the knees down, looking to the front of the mat, stepping or jumping, keeping that straight back, head up, exhale, forward fold from the hips. Inhale, hands all the way up to the ceiling, exhale, Sampoorna. Perfect, everyone. We're now getting close to this Bakasana. I want to focus on warming up these hips again. So what we're going to do, we're going to come into a Malasana squat. The Malasana squat, we're going to keep the feet a little bit wider. So the feet are going to be probably as wide as the mat. And the toes pointing out slightly. The knees are going to follow the toes. And we're going to sit into a low squat position. The elbows are going to fit in between the body and in between those knees. And we're going to take a prayer position, resting the hands on that chest. Good, staying here for 5 breaths. If you want to wiggle in that position a little bit more. And then resting there for 5 breaths. Close down the eyes. Inhale, exhale. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath. Inhale. Exhale. Lovely. Coming all the way back up into Samastiti. Right, I'm going to talk you through how the Bakasana is going to work. I'll show you from a few different angles so you can see. I want all 5 fingers pushing onto the mat, making sure you got all the pressure down. Those knees are going to fit in towards our armpit when we're down there. So they're going to fit really nicely into this position. I'm going to try and hold it for 5 breaths. And what we're going to do is our navel is going to be towards our spine. The shoulders are going to be lifted and protracted. Okay, let's try it. So we're going to push all 5 fingers into the mat. Knees into the elbows. And you're going to take this kind of chaturanga pose with the elbows. So as we lift, bring the toes up, one at a time if you want first. Good. And then if you feel comfortable, take both feet off the floor. Good. Toes in towards the bum. Try and hold for 5 breaths. Really good, guys. Trying to tuck those feet in towards the bum. Perfect. And the aim of that as well, the more advanced level of it, is when you're in the Bakasana, the crane, you can actually go back into Chaturanga Dandasana and lower yourself down from there. But we will work on that. For now, play about with it, see how you get on, and hold it there. Really, really good. Okay, we're going to take some time now to kind of ease off the bits that we've worked in that peak pose. So just bring yourself down onto the mat. Feet out in front of you. And we're just going to sit here for a minute. Good. Try and keep it active with the toes pointing up in front of you. And we're going to take a forward fold over these feet. So inhale, good. Hands up in front of you. Exhale. See how far you can get. There's no real aim. You don't have to go for the toes. But keep that back nice and straight. I don't want you to curl over. I want it to come nice and straight. And you feel it on the backs of those legs. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last one. Exhale. Coming back onto our backs. And we're going to bring one leg up. If you want to take the hand, you can take a strap around the foot. You can reach towards that that toe, or reach towards the shin if you don't have that strap. And what I want you to do is lift that chest up, engage the core, and bring your head in towards that leg. Good. Pushing down on this left hip so it doesn't lift when we're lifting the other leg. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath. And on the exhale, dropping the leg nice and slow all the way down towards the mat. We're going to go on to the left hand side now. Bringing that leg nice and high. Remember, it's going to be different on different sides. And we're going to bring yourself in towards that leg. Inhale. Exhale, really good. And dropping that leg on your exhale, nice and slowly. Perfect. Before we go into Savasana, we normally take a 5-minute Savasana. Obviously with this being on a 30-minute class, you can pause the video and take the Savasana at the end at your own time. I'll take a few minutes with you guys and then we'll come back up to the seated, but if you do want to pause it, please do. If you want to stay lay down before we go into Savasana, if you want to come up into a seated position, I just want to slow the class back down before we take a really deep meditation. So taking that chin mudra again, connecting the energy, slowing the breath down, closing down the eyes, taking a few minutes here. And if you want to lie down into the traditional Savasana, the legs are parted, hands out in front of you, parted with the palms facing towards the sky, resting the whole body onto the mat. Feeling the energy that you've created in the class, slowing down the breath, taking the inhale through your nose and exhale through the mouth. If you want to pause the video at this point, take the 5 minutes peaceful meditation on your own. Please do. If you want to come with me, please begin to sit back up. Keep the energy inwards as we close the eyes down. Bringing the hands to heart center. Dropping the head in a sign of gratitude. Namaste, everyone. Thank you. Bye.